Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Hema Ramsden. Thanks again for staying with us, and thank you for inviting us into your homes this morning. And yes, we have changed locations. We're coming to you live from the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And the reason that we're here today, well, this morning, AmCham is hosting its 16th annual Health, Safety, Security and Environment Conference and Exhibition. Joining us on set now, the president of AmCham, Hugh Howard. Mr. Howard, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Now, after a couple of months of hard work, it's now all come down to this. What are you expecting this morning? It's buzzing with activity. The hall is a little empty, but breakfast will begin in a couple of minutes. All of the booths have been set up. What are you expecting to happen this morning?
Well, we expect that all those who have indicated an interest in attending would be here today. And I must say, if that materializes, we're going to have a full house.
Now, there are a number of exhibition booths this morning, because in addition to being a conference, it's also an exhibition. And I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of booths that have been set up this morning in the hallways of the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Has it increased? Seems like a lot more than last year.
Yes, it has increased, actually. I think we have about 42 this year. Last year, there were about 37.
Looking at this year's conference, I know that Robert F. Kennedy is coming down. He is a world-renowned author. He's done a number of papers, sustainable development, environmental issues. Why is that so? And it's all interesting, tied into the fact that the budget is going to be read before the country in a couple of days. Sustainable development is one of the fad words that have been around for quite a while now. But actually materializing and ensuring that it materializes, making tangible effects on our economy. Do you think it can happen? And what can Robert Kennedy add to this?
Well, Robert Kennedy certainly would add to the knowledge that the U.S. has gathered within recent years. The topic on which he would be speaking is creating a green economy, a vision for economic revitalization and national wealth. And he's sharing the U.S. experience. So I believe that every participant would glean from Robert Kennedy's address how they personally and the country collectively can achieve those goals.
Personally and collectively, if you had to give some advice personally how you can achieve those goals, what would you say?
Well, the first thing I would say is that we become very aware and conscious of the fact that when we speak about health, safety, security, and environment excellence, we are not talking about something that is just by the way. It certainly adds to the development of every country. And this is why our theme is HSSE Excellence, Pathway to Sustainable Development.
Pathway to Sustainable Development. Those who are looking this morning would wonder, how can HSSE ensure that there's sustainable development?
Well, I'll give you some examples. Now, if we don't practice safety, we can have, for example, on construction projects, accidents. Accidents lead to lost time, loss of money, medical expenses, and delays on the project. So at the end of the day, it has an economic impact. And consequently, everyone must realize that apart from the personal sufferings due to injuries, apart from the impact it has on one's families, there is the economic element. So it's all embracing.
Now, a number of panel discussions are taking place during the two-day conference, HSSE and entrepreneurship. Developing HSSE business opportunities through entrepreneurship and innovation. That's an interesting one.
Yep.
How did you come up with that theme, and how are you going to present that? Innovation is something that most people think, how is that going to be tied into something tangible?
Well, you know, if we look around and see how countries have become wealthy, it's all due to entrepreneurship and innovation. And if Trinidad and Tobago does not get onto that approach to economic development, I think we're going to be left behind, sadly. But I am fully convinced and comforted in the fact that when I look around and see the strides that our young people are making, when I see what young Trinidadians and Tobagonians are doing abroad, and how they have become recognized in the areas of technology and science, I have no doubt that we are fully appreciative of the importance of innovation and entrepreneurship.
Process safety. Most people, when they think HSSE, for some reason, they think energy sector, industry. How would you break that stereotype?
Well, we have, and sincerely hope over the years, that the message we have been sending is gaining some traction and resonance, because we indicate to people that even in your own homes, if you are not practicing a safe way of doing things, this could cause an injury. It can lead to fires. You can lose your property. So the whole question of HSSE excellence relates to every aspect of human endeavor.
Every aspect of human endeavor. Now, this conference is taking place a couple days before the budget is expected to be delivered. Mr. Howard, you are the president of AmCham. What are you hoping to see? And let's talk specifically HSSE enabling enforcement. What are you hoping to see?
Well, what we're hoping to see, sincerely, we have made several recommendations. We have met with the Minister of Finance, and we are really hoping that, if not all, but most of our recommendations would be taken on board.
What are some of the recommendations?
We have made recommendations, for example, in terms of the issue of crime. We have also made recommendations in terms of subsidies, energy subsidies. We have made recommendations in terms of ensuring that we have a balanced budget within a reasonable period of time. Now, the Minister of Finance has indicated that he believes that it will take 3 to 5 years. But what AmCham would be looking for is a trend. If it's going to take 3 years because one does not want to have the situation that obtains in places like Greece and other parts of the European Union, that you want to have a pretty soft landing. But to accomplish that, we need to see every year a diminution in the level of the excess of expenditure over revenue.